Steven, what's today again?
You know what today is, Heather? It's Q&A Tuesday. And that means that we got to get right to your questions. Let me put my watering hose down here. So, here we go. I have Laura Jones asked me a question on Facebook. I have a question about a Dwarf Weeping Pussy Willow that I purchased at your garden center. I got it maybe in early April, followed directions and nurtured it. I planted it outside 2 weeks ago. Since then, the leaves have fallen off. Is this just transplant shock? The woody parts of the plant look fine. I'm hoping that I just need to give it time to get used to being outdoors. What do you think? Well, Dwarf Pussy Willows are a really cool plant. They obviously flower the flowers in the early spring. Now, when you plant it outside, it does sound like transplant shock to me. That's why it lost all its leaves. It could have went from different light levels inside to going outside. So for those leaves to acclimate to that, they needed to lose their leaves and then form new ones. It also could have been a watering issue, Laura. I'm a little concerned that maybe you didn't water enough when you planted in the ground. So make sure you keep that well watered until those roots push out. What you can do is do a little scratch test on the bark to see if it's still green. That means it's still alive. But I think your pussy will be fine. Keep it watered and then watch it grow. My next question is here from Cheryl. Many of my hydrangea bushes have shriveled leaves with other leaves having large dark spots. The bushes do have buds and green leaves. I noticed one of my neighbor's hydrangeas seem to have something similar. Do you have an idea what this is? So Cheryl, with hydrangeas, they can be sometimes tricky. Shriveled leaves could be two things. It could be insects on there, so why don't you check for insects to make sure there's no aphids or anything eating those buds. Or it could be that when we had some really cold temperatures in beginning of April, believe it or not, it's hot out today, but beginning of April we had those super cold temperatures that could have hurt some of that new growth starting to push out, and it kind of deformed it. I think if you just let the plant grow, let it push out, and all the leaves will be fine. The black spots could be a disease, so if you want to bring that leaf in, I'll take a look at the black spots and I could diagnose that a little bit better. I have another question here from Shannon. My daylilies are not thriving. What can I do to get them hardy? I don't want to use the wrong plant food. Shannon, a couple of things here. I don't know when you planted your daylilies, but if your daylilies have been in the ground for a long time, it might be time to divide them. When you divide them, that helps to encourage new flower buds to come up. So you really want to do that now before it gets super hot in the summer. So you want to divide them and break them apart, and you can watch one of our videos on that I put on there on how to divide perennials. The other thing is you do want to fertilize your daylilies, get that phosphorus in the soil that helps to push flower buds out, so you can use a plant tone or something like that will help to get that nutrients in the soil. The last question I have here is from Marie. Is downy mildew still a problem on our patients, or are we past it? Well, Marie, we are never going to be past downy mildew. Downy mildew is with us from now until the end of time. What we do now see is that sometimes the plants are getting downy mildew a little late in the season. It all depends on the weather, how humid it is, or how the different weather conditions. So if we have really humid summer and it's really wet, then that downy mildew will germinate on the impatiens and we will lose them earlier. Last year we didn't lose our impatiens. I didn't see it till September. I don't know what the forecast brings for us, but it still is out there. So you could do substitutes like your New Guinea impatiens, you can do your begonias, or you can try the impatiens, you can treat them, or just enjoy them until they get the downy mildew. And don't forget, downy mildew also affects your sweet basil, so I like to put basil in a pot and put that on my deck so it's not in the garden to get the downy mildew. Keep those questions coming on Facebook. Thanks so much for listening and watching, and have a great day.